Welcome back to Can I Buy With Y'all, man, where the vibes are immaculate every time we hop up in here.
Every time.
I just got to say we was jamming real quick, as always. That's how we start the episode. But, you know, if it's your first time watching, it's your boy Kaz. You can follow the IG CAZ_0.
And you already know it's your boy Chris. You can follow me on IG at Mathis023.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And before I introduce the guest, because, you know, we always got the guest up in here.
Yes.
We got like a somewhat collab going today.
Facts.
You know, she got her own podcast going on. We got our own podcast going on. So the tension's going to be flaring. There's going to be a lot of chatter going on today. So go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
My name is Angela Knight. I'm apparently a super villain right now. Nobody likes me. I mean, you hate me or you love me. You're going to find out sooner or later. And I do podcasting right now. It's in the middle of rebranding. So you'll find it under Angela Knight _ on Instagram and YouTube.
So I saw your TikTok name is Angela Knight Don't Miss.
Okay, don't laugh at that. I made that literally sitting in my bed, just like, why not? You know, just kind of put it out there. And then I kind of got stuck with it because I went to go change it. And somebody was like, yo, I can't find you on here. And I'm like, bro, like, come on. I can only change it every, I think, 30 days or something like that.
14.
So I'm stuck with it. Is it 14?
Days, yeah.
Oh, damn. I'm bad at math. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
I can't change it. I'm stuck with it. I have 3 accounts now, and they're just like, if I change it, they can't find me. And I'm like, damn. And it's kind of vain because, like, I was literally just kind of doing it. But it's TikTok here. You're bound to miss.
That was my question. Because if you have the name, blah, 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 don't miss. And you miss.
Oh, yeah, I do be.
The world we live in today, I'm sure you understand.
The world is sensitive right now. The world is they're coddlers. They're sensitive about everything. And I didn't realize that. I didn't know how TikTok worked, honestly. I didn't have social media up until, like, COVID. So going on TikTok and actually going viral, I have this entire angry side of like femmes and liberals, and I'm like, yo, chill. Like, I'm talking for the majority. I speak mostly for the majority. There's a minority group of people who are like, well, I'm the. I'm like, well, we're not. The exception doesn't make the rule. I'm not talking to you. So why are you here? I mean, if you're so happy, why are you so angry at my comments?
So when you said you started your social media during COVID, what was your goal when you started it?
Honestly, I didn't have a job. I was just sort of like shits and giggles. I was just trying to see what. I mean, I've done like talking majority of my life. Like, I'm in the beauty industry, so I talk all day long. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have a job at the time. I had just quit my family's salon. So next thing I'm at home, I'm like, you know, how can I get out there without getting out there? Because like I'm not popping out my ass and titties on Instagram here. So how can you get yourself out there without really getting out there? So I was like, let's try this whole YouTube thing. And I'm like a social boomer. I don't know how to use anything. Like, I don't know how to do anything as far as YouTube, Instagram. And TikTok was the easiest. Like, TikTok is the best engagement, the best traffic you can get. When you catch that wave, it's unstoppable. Yeah, so, I mean, crazy. I noticed it.
So that's actually, you know, a quick briefing for them. That's how we found you, because sometimes some of our videos go crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
People want to stitch them. I'm not going to lie. I don't watch all of them because they always just talking shit, giving their opinion. But I keep seeing this Angela Knight Don't Miss keep popping up. I'm like, who is this that keeps stitching our videos? And then I saw you had your own podcast. I was like, you know, gotta get her on.
You guys had good content. I have opposing views. Like, one thing I've learned from everything is you don't want to be in the room where everybody is an echo chamber. Mm-hmm. You want to have discourse. So in the beginning, like, because, you know, women are sensitive. I'm still a woman at the end of the day. So when you hear some shit you don't like, you get really offended. And you're like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh, I'm being the same person that I don't like. Right. So let me go ahead and just have objecting views. And, like, unfortunately, like, I didn't realize that YouTube and everything, it's mostly men on there. Like, 80% dominant for men. It doesn't matter what type of...
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, like, women don't use YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that. It's mostly men. Even though you can have, like, an algorithm based on women, it's still men on there. So,
as far as the users.
Yeah, as far as users. So I didn't realize, like, my first video went viral, and it was a question that favored men, unfortunately. Not unfortunately. It was unfortunate because I like to speak for both sides. Mm-hmm. So the next video I put out was kind of for women, and dudes were like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, oh, shit, okay. Delete the video, delete, abort. So I was like, I'm not doing that again. Let me just cradle my way up to it. So
honestly, we've been kind of riding the same wave because we have the same thing. We'll post a video, and, you know, I can't predict what kind of traffic's going to come in, but maybe we post one, all men come in. Mm-hmm. And then the next one, it kind of attracts the ladies.
Yeah.
But the men are pissed off.
Yeah.
Then the ladies are pissed off.
The men are always pissed off.
They're always pissed
no
off.
No matter who we bring on.
I think that's
they'll
just
be pissed off just because of how they look.
The algorithm, that's how so for me, it's the women are always pissed on my side. Like I can always tell, like, you probably got a kid. What color is your hair? Did you shave your armpits? I usually can tell based on their comments how old they are and how they look. And they get really offended. It's like, oh, you're generalizing us. I was like, but isn't that how life works? You want me to pick out each individual person and give you a story? This isn't a fucking Me Too movement. It's a podcast. It's a TikTok.
Hey,
so,
you gotta have an opinion on something.
You can have an opinion. I always say I don't care if you have an opinion. My page is opinionated, sure, but don't shove it in my face. I didn't shove it in your face. I always tell people, if you don't like my page, scroll, block me. You don't have to. We gonna be here regardless. Exactly, and they go the extra 5 steps to flag you and all. I'm like, I tried to do that because I didn't like something, and she really pissed me off. And I was like, this is too much work. I'll just put my phone up. So I'm like, I think about how many women actually do that, and I'm like, y'all have the time today, don't you? That's just how they operate. They're petty like that.
I try not to read the comments too much. I try to respond to the ones that actually relate to the podcast.
Yeah.
Feedback, things like that. But of course, with that process, you see all the bullshit in between.
Yeah.
I remember there was one. This guy went all the way out his way to talk about how he hates the podcast so much. And I think he was like, you guys wasted my time with posting this short clip, so I'm going to go report and flag you right now. I'm like, why? How do you get that hurt in your life?
That was Angelina's video?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm just upset. That's all.
I don't get it. I think it's this cancel culture right now. Mm-hmm. I don't like it. Like, there's a lot of people I don't agree with, but I don't think you should cancel them. That's some bitch ass shit. Like, I'm like, bro, just scroll past. You don't have to flag and report everything.
Me personally, I've never dropped a hate comment in my life. Even if I do hate a video, mm-hmm. I'm not going out my way to express to you how much I hate this video.
I wish I could say the same. No, I'm lying. I don't start the fight. I usually clap back. I can't help it.
So if they leave the comment first?
Fuck yes, because I can't help it. Because I've calmed down since I've gotten banned and I got my account back. And I'm gonna take my own advice and, like, if you're gonna be too combative, and even though you're right and you're combative, you gotta calm down. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I can have a feisty attitude. So I realized, like, you know what, these chicks are living in their own misery. If it makes them feel good to leave the comment, let them leave the comment. It's more traffic to you. So for me to sit there, even though my replies, I would say it's pretty accurate, but
the replies is different. I mean, if I'm scrolling on my personal account and I'm hating on a video, internally I might think something like, damn, stupid, or whatever.
I would leave it at that usually.
But I'm not dropping a comment to go out my way to tell you it's stupid.
Yeah, it's plenty of women on there that bash men. It's like, oh, you're misogyny, it's all this crap, misandry. And I'm pretty much the opposite, except I would like to say that I have logics behind what I say. And I'm not attacking women. I'm just saying, listen, if y'all take some accountability, we can get somewhere while y'all are single as hell.
Accountability.
Oh, they hate that word.
They're allergic. It's a kryptonite.
You heard that? Accountability.
They don't like it.
I'm going to add that to the sound. The sound.
Yo, we got to do that.
Accountability.
Yeah.
Yeah, your podcast, I mean, to me, I get the impression that your podcast is more geared towards men. That it supports men. That's just my impression.
It sucks because men are more open to saying, like, yeah, I cheated on her because she didn't do this. Mm-hmm. If I tell a woman, hey, you got cheated on because you lost your physical image, you're angry, you're, combative, and you're getting big as hell. If I say that, why does that matter? Love is unconditional. Love is not unconditional. Nope. Love is unconditional for your child and for your dog. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you walk into a relationship, 10 out of 10. A year down the line, so you look like a solid 6, and you're grumpy, and you're not cooking. It's not even the physical look that you'll get cheated on. It's the overall, I don't know, like the ugly attitude, the constant bitching, the overall, for a guy to say, you know what, I'm sacrificing my happiness to be in this relationship, and it's not worth it. Mm. And a lot of men don't communicate. We're not taught to communicate. What's your demographic on your TikTok? It's men.
Like all men?
No, actually, it's changed. Like
80, 90%.
Yeah, not at this point now. It's 80% men.
Damn.
Yeah.
But they probably eating your shit up.
Yeah.
But it sucks because, like, I do roast men also. And that's when, like, you can tell the younger generation of men that are like, oh, no, I don't think that. You're understanding. Let me know when you have a credit score and we could talk afterwards, bud.
Hey, the roast session started.
Yeah. So usually when I say that, that's when they start, like, the guys aren't as combative. They'll just leave it at blank. Like, you don't understand we have depression. How you have depression? And I don't understand what y'all so depressed about. You got wireless phones, you got touchscreen phones, you got all these privileges, and you're the most depressed. I don't get it. And they want to blame
because of what they see on social media. They're trying to make comparisons.
That's why I hate social media. I can't stand it. I can't stand it.
And it's weird because we have a podcast where we have to promote it through social media, and we're constantly on social media. But I cannot stand social media.
If this is how strippers feel, I can understand why they say they hate men. Because when you're in the industry long enough, you kind of hate it because you see the ugly, the good, and the bad, and so you just have to focus more on the good so that you don't get distracted with the bad. So that's where I think we're all at the same page.
That's what we're focused on. That's why I said this episode for the haters. I think that's the title of this one for the haters.
I'm gonna get dragged.
Honestly, it's crazy because like our whole podcast dynamic is to catch a vibe, no matter who's on here.
Yeah.
But naturally, with our relationship talk, things like that, people look at us as like, you know, these relationship gurus, and we have to have a certain opinion on certain things. Like, nah, we are not like, hey, listen to me, because I want to give you all this relationship advice. We're just welcoming people on. They give their opinion, whether it's good or bad. Tell your story. We share our opinions, our experience,
our personal experiences. That's it.
And that's all it is.
We just have a conversation from it.
I like that, but it's hard to win. The one thing I've learned from everything is you just have to understand you're gonna be the nicest person in the world, or you're gonna be a fucking villain. There's no in between.
Oh, for sure.
So I can't be. I'm a girl in this industry, in the media industry. I'm surrounded by men usually. Like any podcast I go to, it's men. So for me to do anything as far as like TikTok, and it's mostly women, it's hard for me to pick and choose what side. And that's why, like, I understand, like, for example, Andrew Tate, because I understand why you have to piss off the internet to create the crowd you want. And I think what you do with your traffic, choosing to funnel it somewhere else, is there determines your personality. Because I've met a lot of people through TikTok. That's not who they are. So, I mean, if you're going to judge me off of TikTok, then I'm sorry. I'll tell people that, like,
we know.
It's different.
People, I mean, all the people we have, like, 1% of them might know who we actually are.
Yeah.
If that.
So I'm sure they have, like, we've been known we can't please everybody. I'm sure we have a hate crowd. I'm sure we have a crowd who loves us, whatever. But, I mean, we just telling our story, being who we are.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Simple.
We're going to show up every week regardless, like I said at the beginning.
See, I'm on a time frame. So to me, it's like I don't have time to take my time. Like I did that when I was in Tampa, and I was being, like, my podcast is actually more female, like, crowd. Because I don't,
really?
Yeah, like I'm not too crazy on my podcast and specifics compared to my TikTok. My TikTok is actually, I'm more unhinged, but like my podcast on Spotify, it's more one-on-one, more like a therapy session almost. Like people, like out of the 6 episodes I have, I think 5 have cried. Not because I made them cry, because they were.
Has it been all women?
Yeah, it's only women so far, because they'll open up about their trauma and like they feel validated about the things they've gone through. Then they start crying, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't mean to do this.
I'm not gonna lie, no one's ever cried on here, and I don't know how I would handle it the first time someone does.
Yeah, I'm terrible. Like I didn't even have tissues. I was handing her some crusty ass paper towels the first time. I felt bad, so I hope
that doesn't happen, to be honest. I'm not Dr.
We'll take a break. We're going to cut the camera.
Yeah, no, I'm terrible. I kept this shit rolling. I even zoomed up on it for the short clip.
Oh, that's foul.
No. Clickbaits. That's all it is. Clickbaits.
If you're sensitive, don't go on her podcast.
I tell them that they're beautiful. I was like, listen, you're beautiful. Your story's out there. The last one, like, she came out that she was a stripper. She's Indian. Her family didn't know she was a stripper. So it was her coming out story. And she was in an arranged marriage where it was crazy. It was crazy. It was good stories, though.
She bold for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, with me. I'm like, damn, you sure? This is going to be very incriminating. Yeah. I personally, like, I don't know about you guys. I enjoy watching the short clips more than I've never sat down and watched my entire thing. Me neither. But, like, I have to edit it. So that's the only time I'm like, fuck. Like,
it's literally us.
That's the only thing I hate. If I could skip the editing, I would do that in general. That's why I want to do the live stream, so that we don't have to do that editing.
I'm not going to lie. Maybe it's a bad thing. Hope not. But I've never watched one of our full episodes outside of editing it. I edit it, and that's how I watch it. I'll block off those hours to do that. But after that, it's out to the world.
Well, that's because we post every Monday. We got to move on to the next
next
video.
And we do our own clips. So it's like I'm busy making the clips to put out there to watch
I'm so jealous there's 2 of y'all to bounce off the responsibilities. I'm literally lazy. Like, I'll start it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go eat.
It's tough.
I'm going to sleep.
I'm not going to lie. But, I mean, My biggest thing is discipline and consistency.
Yeah.
So a few months ago, we like set aside, we're going to post every Monday at 7 p.m.
Damn.
So that's our goal with that. And then with the discipline, be like, all right, I can't go out tonight. I can't go to dinner tonight because I got to edit.
Right.
Because if I don't do that, and then we don't post on Monday at 7 p.m., you know, I look at it in the grand scheme of if we had, you know, 1 million subscribers on YouTube and they were waiting for that video on Monday.
Yeah.
But we didn't post it because we were out partying for the weekend.
The people on social media are true. Like, they're loyal. Like, once you get a crowd, they're hard. I hate calling them fans, but like supporters, I'd have to say. But they are loyal. Like, they'll push you before you push yourself. And they actually get disappointed when you're not there, which is what I'm scared about. Because one day if I don't want to do this no more, I'm like, fuck, what am I doing? They're going to crash. They're going to put you on the stake. So I'm like, damn, what am I doing here? What am I signing up for? That's a scary
I think
part.
we had our first experience with that maybe a little bit earlier this year. We didn't know how often people like wanted to watch us. You know, we were kind of just posting whenever we're ready, maybe a Thursday one week, a Tuesday the next week. And then people, I think we missed 1 week. People started reaching out like, when you drop an episode, I was like, oh shit.
I was surprised the people that reached out.
Yeah,
like,
that was early too. I don't even
us.
think we were on TikTok yet. That was early.
No.
Damn. Yeah.
But I like that. That's good pressure though. I like that. I like
Keeps me grounded.
Yeah. That's the guy in you guys. There's still a girl in me that's like, yeah, y'all get it when you get it. And I just moved here, so I don't have like an official like area set up because I have a roommate right now. So I don't really like to like my old place. Like I had an actual studio and stuff, and like here I hate it. There's no room. There's no space. I feel like I'm trapped. So I think next month I'll probably get like a spot for the studio or get into like a bigger place or something.
I have a side question for you.
Okay.
Because we were talking off camera about you just moved to Miami. You don't like it too much.
No.
I want to know the reasons why.
Why?
No. So I mean, based on everything I talk about, I would like to say I'm pretty traditional. So I mean, Miami is not really traditional. It's like very ungodly. I feel like it's just straight Sin City. Sin City straight up. And like I said, like everybody operates off this funky demon time where they'll hit me up at 3 a.m. like, yo, let's meet up tonight. And I'm like, bro, I literally have eye boogers right now. What do you mean meet up? I don't understand this right now. So, and then the guy I'm working with, he was just like, yo, you understand, like, once we start, like, get the show rolling, when we go out, you got to go out. And I'm like, what? And I don't drink. So I'm like, wait, what? I don't smoke. I don't drink. So what the fuck am I supposed to do?
You.
Yeah. And all the girls, they're so pretty. I'm like, damn, y'all don't got no clothes on?
Every girl that comes down here says that. They're like, it humbles them.
Yeah, this shit humbled the hell out of me. I'll tell you that.
It humbles them.
Shit had me walking straight. My scoliosis went away real quick. I was like, damn, okay. But nobody looks at anybody. Like, when I was in Tampa, I had a lot of girls. I made a video about that where they're complaining about, oh, everyone catcalls me. I feel so violated. And I'm like, oh, well, take your ass to Miami. Nobody catcalling you here. That shit will humble you. If you think you're getting catcalled too much, then your ego is too big for your zip code is what I would like to say. Because nobody cares in Miami. Everybody is a 10, 10, 10, 10. And they're bitches. They don't make eye contact with you. They don't say hi to you. And I'm okay with that. Because I'm an asshole, so I don't mind.
You got to pull out a wad of money. That's the only way that's going to happen.
Yeah, they fling towards that a lot. But that says a lot about character, and I'm big on it. Like, everything I do, I would like to say I calculate it. So if I do anything that contradicts what I stand by and what I talk about, I would hate a bitch catch me off guard. This bitch says she don't go out. She in the club twerking right now. Yeah. She just called all of us out. So a lot of things that you put on the internet, like, I have to stand by it, which I'm not really complaining. Because in the end, I feel like it does benefit me. As far as like social media, that's your digital footprint. Like everything you do, people can take pictures of you, record, they can post you on there, they can tag you. This bitch says she don't post on here. Look at her doing this. I'm like, damn.
Man, I think about this all the time.
It's scary.
So one thing I'll never do on this podcast is lie. I'll never lie on this podcast.
Yeah.
Like, we'll joke around, have fun. But like I said, I'm not really huge on social media. So if I'm saying one thing, and then we got eyes on us one day.
Yeah, they're going to hold us accountable.
It's hard. And especially, like, women, they're catty like that. They'll reach out and be like, oh, she's feeling herself. Like, I think after I went on freshman, because I don't post on, like, personal Instagram, but it still has all my business links on there. So even though it's personal, it's not really personal. It's public. If you made it private, that means I have to accept every single follower, which means I actually looked at your shit, which means I actually gave a fuck, which means that's a no-no for me. So I'd rather just leave it public and just understand, like, listen, if you want to look, there's only 4 photos on there. But like girls would say, well, you're not really living. Like, what is living? Incriminating yourself? Like, you got all this digital footprint of your ass out and stuff. It's all a big front half the time. And like, because I'm blind, they think that I'm attacking them. So we're like, me moving to Miami, all of a sudden they're whistling a different tune now. Like all of the girls from Tampa. Oh, let me know, when we come through, sis. Oh, now when we sis? No. I asked a lot of y'all, did y'all know this? Do you know that before I moved here? And a lot of people didn't have answers for me. They're like that. When you're trying to come up on anything, nobody has answers. So I've come to terms like, all right, I'm going to come back with revenge, and my interest is going to be mad high when y'all come for me. So that's just how I operate.
So you got a little chip on your shoulder.
I do. I really do. When it comes to friends, because, you know, I don't have a lot of family. So for me, like, female friends, they're this bullshit of, like, female empowerment. Women only get together when it comes to tearing men down. But they never really get together when it's about some real shit. And they don't want to hear this, but, like...
She said it, not me.
Yeah, they're going to attack her for that.
No, it's really, like, if you see one...
This is why I think your TikToks are for men. Like, you support men because women don't want to hear that.
But it sucks because, like, it's not for men. I think it's realistic. Because at the end of the day, like... I've said before, like, if you have a little brother or a boy and a girl growing up, if your brother hits your sister, your mom will tell you, like, shut up, take the hit. You know, like, your little sister's just being a girl. Right. So your little sister spends your whole life running her mouth. Your brother spends his whole life throwing a football because he's angry. That's how he releases all his anger issues and all that stuff. So men are conditioned at a young age to not verbalize how they feel. And that's just reality. Like my brother committed suicide, not to sound all dark or whatever, but it's because he couldn't verbalize that. And I'm really big on, like, yo, men should be able to talk. Women should talk. Women are barking up and down like chihuahuas. Why can't men talk? But the minute a man says anything, oh, you're a bitch. Be a man. Take the hit. Why are you complaining? Pay the bill. Do da-da-da-da. I'm like, okay, what are you bringing to the table? It's definitely not loyalty. Everybody knows how your ass and your vagina looks like. So what are you trying to bring to the table here? And it's usually basic life skills. If you talk, well, what do you do? Oh, I pay my own bills. A man does that. Well, I look good. A man does that too. Well, I do. A man does that too. What are you bringing that's so special for you to feel like you can put your own self on a pedestal? I think people should put you on a pedestal, not yourself.
Right.
So it sucks because it seems like I cater to men, but for most of men's problem, it's just validate them. Once you validate how they feel, they accept their consequences and they progress. For women, we're still stuck on accountability. Where if I say, hey, you got to do this so you don't get X, Y, Z. But that's fucked up because men do this too.
So if a man was talking to you and he asked you, what do you bring to the table? Would you be able to answer it?
Yeah. I have a boyfriend. So, like, for me, like, I've been with my boyfriend 2 years. And I think there's a lot of girls out there. And, like, I supported him, not financially, like, emotionally through him growing his business because we have a choice. He asked me if I wanted to get married or start a business with the money that he had. And I was like, I think you should start the business. So I supported him through the business and through, like, everything that we did as far as that during the time era that it took to build. So for me, he knows damn well, like, usually if a guy's broke nowadays, girls are like, you don't got it together, I don't want to be with you. Have it together. I'm not, because women don't help men build up their status financially.
You better be there or she gone.
You know what I mean? And half these girls are driving like Kias and stuff, and there's nothing wrong with it, but you want to sit in a Rolls Royce
Nissan Altima.
And you don't know anything about it. It's all dented up, and you want to enjoy someone else's empire, but you put no work into it. And that's my biggest pet peeve because I watched this entire empire build with me and him. So I was like, oh wow, this is really like, this is some manly shit. And like, it took an emotional toll on me also, but I had to like man up in that way because he was like going through it. So ever since then, that's built our relationship. So I stay within my feminine energy because if you are building any type of like the podcast with you guys, it takes a toll on you. And you get very disappointed with your own personal time and what people view you and all the disappointment. So at the end of the day, if you're dealing with a female, you're going to need her to bring what you're missing, which is nurturing, a nice meal, some intimacy. Give me what I can't give myself or I don't want to do for myself. And I think like it sucks. What's wrong with being submissive for your man? There's a problem with being submissive for your side guy or whoever you shouldn't be to, because everyone's so open to having the hookup culture. If you're doing it for your hookup guy on Tinder, that's your fault. A lot of these girls would do it for the wrong guy. If it's the right guy, for example, a lot of my friends, I have a different group of friends where they're financially well. You find pretty girls, pretty privilege. Pretty privilege is not loyal. They're not trying to cook and clean. They're not trying to be your girl. They want to enjoy your perks, but they want to be on OnlyFans. They want to post themselves. They are for the public. They are for the community. They're homie hopping, all that stuff because body count is not a thing. They're like, oh, I can do whatever with my body. So why would a guy with status wife up with a girl who got a kid, who's in the streets, who's popping her for $4.99 a month on OnlyFans? Why would I wife you up? $4.99. Because they want to say like, oh, you know, I can make my own money. I can make my own money so you can't take advantage. But men of that status, and there's really only 5% of men who are making six figures. But that's where all the women are chasing after. So to me, at the end of the day, you want to chase his money, but you want to put in any type of loyalty. No girls are loyal to that. If you look, every girl, they have social media. They have some sort of outlet to make money. So it makes them feel like, I don't need a man. But a guy who has status, who built, let's say, 10 or 15 years of his empire, he wants a feminine woman. A pretty feminine. I don't want one that looks like she's been through some shit. Like, you got kids, of course you're going to know what you want now.
And some of those qualities that you mentioned, how you said they give it to the wrong guy. The problem is they'll give it to the wrong guy, and then they don't want to give it to the right guy.
Exactly.
Because they're like,
it's
never doing that again.
Yes. That's my hiccup with women, because they take what I say and they put it in these scenarios where it doesn't fit what I'm saying. The logic and the template's not what I'm talking about. I'm more speaking of like a traditional relationship. Like if I'm talking to somebody, it's a serious relationship. I'm not going to give my whole divine energy to a hookup culture or hookup guy.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of women do that, and that's why they don't get the result they want. So then they end up, blaming everybody for their mistakes, and that's the problem with this culture. I think from like 19 to 24, for people that are in college, hook up, have fun, whatever. Don't kill it, like don't overkill it, but like that's normal. But after that, once you get your fun out of your system, I think people should really crack down to getting serious. And they don't. They take that mentality of hookup culture into all the hurt that they had during college, women in specifics, and it goes over to their real, when shit actually does matter. When people start cracking down, because biologically you gotta have kids, you gotta have married, all that stuff. So if you're still stuck on like, oh, so hurt me, so I'm gonna penalize the new guy, how are you gonna progress if you're still hurt on,
come to me healed,
3 guys,
please?
Yes. So it sucks, because like women don't see what I'm talking about, where they try to justify, oh, body count doesn't matter. It's not the number that I'm talking about, it's the emotional baggage that comes with it.
Facts.
And the new guy that comes along, let's say he built up his status, that takes emotional discipline. So you want a guy who has emotional discipline to sit here and discipline your ass. How is that going to operate? And forget it if you got a kid or maybe an STD scare. How is this worth his investment? It's not worth it. So they hate me for it, because a lot of the girls nowadays, like someone mentioned to me, I always spoke to this girl. She was 24. She has a kid. I try to make it work. And somebody was like, go younger. He's like, she's 24. How much younger can I go?
Younger.
You know what I mean?
No.
So like,
I hope they know me by now.
Exactly.
I think, shit, I like them older than me, but
I'm trying to. That's my point. Like I'm trying to prevent that. They don't want to hear it. They get mad at me because they're trying to have fun.
Yo,
and I'm like,
some of my homeboys the same age, they going for like 19-year-olds. I'm like, yo, what do you get out of that?
I think that
it's easy.
It's easy.
That's it.
Yeah.
But I mean, me personally, I like a challenge. I don't want what's easy, because I just be out here slinging dick on the daily if I got whatever was easy. See,
I think like a lot of the boys out here, they're being raised by women, so they have this beta mentality. So they don't want hard, they don't want challenge, they don't want to step up to the plate. So for them, they want that dopamine hit. So they rather have sex with whoever they can get. That's why everybody has Tinder and Hinge and all that stuff, because it's a quick hookup culture. But they're not trying to invest their future. Or anything as far as like building themselves. Like I always tell them, like I think it's better for men to focus on themselves.
Hell yeah,
and
the women will come.
Exactly. I have a lot of guys who will mention like, oh, I can't get a girl, and I'm like, all right, how much do you weigh? What do you do for a living? What do you have a car? What type of girl you're looking for? What's your dream girl? And it doesn't align. I'm like, I can't help you. Go to the gym. Go to the gym. We'll talk first. Because
that's step one. That's step one. That's the easiest.
Yeah, because women are shallow nowadays. Like the younger girls, like I've watched a couple of street interviews with the younger girls would be cool. Like, you want to be the breadwinner? Yeah, I don't mind being the breadwinner. Are you cool with a guy being short? Yeah, I don't mind. Because you're young, you're not tainted.
So you said you're 28, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're in that danger zone?
I feel like I would be in the danger zone if I wasn't in a relationship.
Okay.
But I feel like it's pretty. But I'm an asshole to the world, but I'm like a simp for whoever I'm in a relationship with. So, I mean, it kind of balances out. I don't look at, like, what if we break up? I think that's so dumb to be that way. I don't know. Like, I've always said, like, you don't give a kid ice cream. The kid's like, are you going to hit me for it? Like, bro, you live life. You do your job as your girl, and he does his job as a man. You really shouldn't have hiccups. And as somebody who talks about relationships all day long, I'd be a hypocrite if I left, like, room for flaw. And I know, like, shit does happen. I'm open to it, and I'm open to, like, bad things happening. But I don't think it's anything that hasn't happened for me in the past that I'm not fully aware of. I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, it does.
I just think the biggest thing, as long as you can go through whatever you want, but I think that men compartmentalize trauma different and women put it all in one basket. And that's just one of my biggest problems is I went through whatever I went through the past, but this is a relationship where I'm like, all right, clean slate, no water in the boat. As long as you don't have water in your boat, I think anyone can have a good relationship. But most people get into arguments and you say out of pocket shit. Once you say something out of pocket that's low blow in a relationship, even if you make up, you can't go back from that. You can't say
you're not gonna forget that.
Yeah. You can't, and a lot of women. That's why I say, like, if you work out, at least you'll have some sort of discipline. So if you have physical discipline, you'll have emotional discipline. Mm-hmm. So if you know how to control your emotions, you'll know, I don't like what he just said is too real, but I'm not gonna call him this. I'm not gonna call his mom a bitch. You're not gonna say all that because why? What does his mom have to do with the argument? But women get like that. Like I have a nail salon back at home, and like I tell you, like the shit that women would tell me all day long. I have firsthand knowledge of women of all age, all race, all like financial like states, and I'm like, y'all all act the same. After a while, like I felt like I was sitting in a man's shoe at my table, and you witness the caliber of women from all different states and all different, and they all eventually all act the same. And it's disturbing. And like the only way I can say that's because I've dealt with the high velocity of women. But if you don't get no play as a guy, everyone's treasure, everyone's gold. So when I say some shit that triggers, you're gonna be like, that's not true. Melissa wasn't that way. Well, Melissa was a minority. We're talking about the majority here, bro. Like, get it together. You know, that's the hardest part about this.
Take it personal.
It's always personal with this generation. So
Can't.
Yeah.
So question for you.
Go.
I'm gonna start with the women first. Actually, no. I'm gonna start with the men because you cater towards men primarily.
Okay.
What frustrates you the most about men?
This is the only time where I play the victim card, where I feel like, all right, you want to, like, when we first got together, we argued a lot. And I always tell him, like, do not call me any curse words and do not raise your voice. Like, I talk like this in arguments. And I think he was used to girls being, like, super toxic or whatever. So in my mind, I was like, I don't deserve to get treated this way. I'm going to give it 3 strikes. And after 3 strikes, he goes, you know what? I'm sorry. I realize that you really don't argue and you don't like to escalate things. So let me change the way I talk. So I do realize I've told women, like, men are only as shitty as their environment. So if you're in a relationship with someone who's shitty, why be better as a man? Like, why have top tier equipment if no one's going to enjoy it? And then the ones that do enjoy it don't appreciate it. So that's why I feel like men are not masculine anymore, because it's like you have all these women who want to be butch, who want to be masculine. So it's like, why should I step up if she wants to be the man? She want to pay the bills? Sure, you pay all the bills. Then you want to be bad, be a badass. You want to be my cars, be a badass.
But they're only saying that to cater to her to get to the box,
because they
don't really mean that.
They don't know that, and they're setting themselves up for failure. And like, I'm trying to get to that, but like, again, maybe it's because I have a very strong personality. So when they hear me talk, it's like, oh, you fucking hate women. No, if you listen to the message, I do have women that are in their 30s and girls who are just leaving college who are hitting me up. And like, I have so many messages from women finally telling me, like, thank you for saying this. I realized that I was wrong. And like, I'll post them for people to see, like, listen, like, I'm not here just trying to attack women. And like, I have a lot of women that reached, a married woman actually, that told me they sat around the fire pit with her husband, her sister-in-law, and she showed her husband one of my videos, because it's hard for her to bring up to her man, like, hey, is this true? So she showed him the video and he goes, yeah, that's true. So they had an entire discussion for 2 days about my video, because it was hitting like the nail on the head, where he was just like, I can't tell you this because it's offensive, but that's how men usually feel. So I mean, I'm happy to know that happens. That's why it's hard for women to see that unless somebody else validates it. So it's, women operate off of validation and they hate hearing that.
That's facts.
But it's like, you see a girl in the club, like, hey, you think he's cute? Do you think he's cute? Okay, I'll attack him. Hey, do you think this outfit's cute? Do you think this outfit's... Okay, yeah, that's how women operate. They don't make a singular decision without asking their female friends.
You know, I was going to, because we were talking about Miami earlier. That's a big thing down here, too, where women, no matter what they look like, you know, now everybody looks so good down here, but they have all these men telling them, oh, she bad. Oh, she bad. She bad. She bad.
Yeah.
So it starts to be that ego boost. And
I feel like it's our fault.
It is not us, but the simps.
The specifically simps. Yes,
because they just feed these girls ego daily. Like I'm sure you see them.
They don't have to be accountable.
But I've seen personally. So I've been in South Florida for 8 years now, and I've seen girls start off at this innocent little dandelion and just so sweet, and then like literally by the following year, like, they'll get a few extra likes on Instagram, get some extra attention in the club.
They got their body done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's bad. I think they're just getting gassed up entirely. But I think I stitched one of your videos where the one girl was like, I hate when men can't just be honest. And but the thing is, like I said, it sucks. It sucks because, like, if a guy were to be honest and say, hey, like I said, like, you're fine, but you're not wifey material, can I still tap that? What would you say?
Excuse me.
So at the end of the day,
you know who I am?
It's a game. So I'm like, if you want a guy to be honest with you, understand that's not benefiting him as a game. And at the end of the day, if you are gravitating towards him, you're trying to throw yourself at him, and he's like, damn, I got like 10 of you. But I've known men are not going to turn down sex. So why would he turn you down if you're just throwing it at him? And why would he tell you that you're not wifey material? And that's the problem with women. Like, at the end of the day, you can say, like, oh, men are gassing when women are lying. So if they were honest, they would get no play. Y'all would give, like, most men are invisible. So at the end of the day, what are invisible men supposed to do? That's why we have creepy, kid touchers out there. We have all this crime because most of those guys are sexually frustrated. That's why we have
honestly,
all that.
The thing with men is when we say someone is wifey material, we mean that shit.
Yeah.
We don't go down the street being like, oh, she's wifey material. She's wifey material. Like, if I'm saying you wifey material, you are definitely standing out from the crowd.
Yeah.
Because usually we just looking at some ass and like, you know, it takes that one girl to be like, all right, she definitely different.
But it's not like that for women. For women, like a lot of girls will tell me like, oh, like I can, like, what's her name? Brittany Renner. That bitch right there. If she's you're a bitch, bro. Because she's influenced. I don't give a fuck. Like I would start with her. I really feel like she has influenced all these women. She's influenced so much girls to feel like empowerment.
Oh, man. We got to get her on here.
This is disgusting. Like the way she talks, she has her vein popping out her neck. You made a whole book about how much men you slept with. That is who's advocating. Basically, for the girls who are Bambies out here, straight out of high school, straight out of college, that's what they're looking up to. And
I just like, it also gets clicks. It makes her money. It makes her a lot of money.
That's the main thing.
It's one thing to be that way, but like when you have one-on-one interviews, you should come off as a different person, at least.
I think she's adapted that lifestyle.
Yeah.
She's ran through. Yeah. That's all it is.
That's her brand.
That's she knows who she is, and that's what she does.
Yeah, that's what they do. They own their consequences as if it's a prize. I don't like that. I think that's disgusting. It's one thing to be like, you know, I made a mistake. I regret it. At least be like that.
Maybe that transitions into all these OnlyFans girls or whoever, or what they do. They're like, you know what? Maybe this is who I am. Fuck everybody. This is how I'm going to be. You know, I'm just going to, that's how they make their money.
That's the thing. I don't think women don't realize that you can have a passion, you can have a goal to be driven, but to chase and make a bag like that, that's delusional, because the amount of money that women make on OnlyFans, that is usually that's poisoning their mind. Because you compare that to a regular guy working a regular job. He can't compete with that money. So you get in a relationship with a guy who's working, making $50K a year, and you're making, I don't know, 10 bands a week. How can you have a sustainable relationship when you're wearing the pants in the relationship? And he goes, hey, babe, like, there's too much guys on your Instagram. I feel a little insecure. Well, fuck you. I'm doing all this. I'm paying all the bills. See, that is the problem.
Right.
You're able to make this money, this modern bullshit where you're able to make so much money, but you don't realize at what cost. You lost your integrity. You've lost your femininity. It's not worth it. And at the end of the day, if you're in a relationship with a guy, like the way I held my boyfriend, he provides. Like, the only reason why I'm able to just pick up and move to Miami is because of him. So at the end of the day, if you invest your time into a man and you're in a relationship with somebody who understands, like, wow, this girl was loyal, thank you for this, let me help you with this, you wouldn't have to go chase a bag. You can be a preschool teacher, you can be a waitress and still be in a good relationship with a guy, because not everyone's going to get with a 6-figure guy. So if we're being realistic here, you're doing OnlyFans, all you're doing is poisoning yourself. It's almost like people who watch too much porn. You're going to poison yourself to think that's how sex should be every single time, and it's not realistic. And I think that's my biggest pet peeve about, like, if you want to sell your shit online, do it, but understand there's no going back from that. Date a guy in the same industry, but don't date a regular schmegler guy, because you're going to be very disappointed with what he has to offer you.
Yeah, and most guys not going to be cool with that. So you get in that argument with that guy, he's not with it.
No.
Then she's like, you know what, fuck that. Like, I made all my money, yada, yada, yada.
Exactly.
Then she starts to adapt that lifestyle.
Yes.
She's like, you know what, I can keep doing this. I don't need a man.
Yeah.
I got this OnlyFans. I'm making all this money without him.
Yep.
Yada, yada. And then he's deemed as insecure.
Yeah, because he was setting boundaries and preferences. As
he should.
If you treasure somebody, I always tell, like, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you love them enough to want to treasure them just for you. That's why, like, relationships go so sour, because if a guy goes to say anything, women will be like, oh, you're insecure. What? Because I told you that's your body, and not only I should be able to see it, why should the world see what I'm paying the bills, I'm taking you out to eat, I'm paying ever this, and the guys in the streets and Instagram can see it for free.
Yeah.
How is that fair for the person that's with you?
And disclaimer, this is for guys who maybe they were dating a girl, and as they're dating, she starts an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Because as a guy, if you take on a girl who has an OnlyFans, you got to know what you're coming for.
But a lot of people don't have perception, like, because we're, inflation. It's struggling to live and pay rent by yourself. So people lose their integrity saying, yeah, babe, you should do it. I'll help you. A lot of these girls, oh, my man is helping me. Okay, that's fine. He's helping you right now.
See how long it lasts.
How long will that last? It's not long lasting. A lot of people aren't happy long term. So I'm like, listen, I hate when they talk to me. A lot of the girls on TikTok, what are your stats on women being unhappy? I can't predict the future, baby girl. But if you need common sense, just talk to me, because I'm not going to pull up stats 10 years from now. How is that going to work? They hate me for it. So that's why we're here right now. I
have not read through your comments yet. I've seen your videos, but I haven't read thugh all the comments. That's going to be my homework today.
It's rough. It's rough.
I wish I did it before so I can know.
Don't cancel me.
Yo, there's no such thing as cancel culture.
Majority of our followers are women.
Yeah, we just found that out recently.
That is about to go down.
We just found that out recently.
Listen, I don't say that I do love you guys a lot, but y'all be running game for no damn reason, and the game is not
just
up
take
to par.
Accountability. That's all it is.
Take accountability. Like, honestly, I really want to. I care about women more. And I know people don't believe that. I am a girl. I had my phases. I've had my bullshit trauma. And a lot of things I speak on, it's through what I've been through and what I've seen in the shop. I mean, it's whether you go through it or you've seen it. And like, it's not fair that these girls like, do you have a kid? Do you have a divorce? Why the fuck do I have to do meth to tell you that it's not good for you, bro? If I'm telling you this is not good for you and that the proof is in the pudding, I can tell you 1 + 1 = 2. Look at the fucking equation. Why do I need to fucking prove this shit to you? And I think that's my biggest disappointment with women is like, oh, if you're not fat, you can't speak about fat people. Why do I have to do that? That's what I don't like. I think it's just stupid. I think that if you look at what I'm saying, listen to what I'm saying, it's logical. You want lot. The whole point of life is to make things more simple. And you're complicating it by bringing in the one exception. And half the time, the exception isn't even them.
And that exception is based off emotions.
Emotions. It's like, oh, I know a friend who's going through this. What does your friend ask you? She asked you to speak for her? Are you a pro bono lawyer? Why are you here? So to me, it's like when I deal with them, I'm like, listen, this is not it. And like, I know like a lot of them will watch this. Oh, you're saying shit to cater to men. No, bro. At the end of the day, if I put a marshmallow mask on and a voice, you couldn't tell if I was a guy or girl at this point. So for you to sit here and just be like, oh, you hate this, you hate that. I have a great relationship with everyone in my life. It's not just men. It's not just women. The women around me know, like, damn, be on point or accept that she accepts you. Like, I'm not going to make everyone on point. Like, but understand, don't bullshit around me. If you like to be in a toxic relationship, be in one. But don't sit here and like, oh, I'm perfect. Nah, bro, you're not. But it's okay. That's not my life. If you're happy with it, that's fine. We're here to eat brunch. Let's eat brunch and dip. Hey. But I'm not trying to fix everything. Like, I used to try to be that way where I want everyone to be woke and shit. Not everybody's supposed to be woke. Some people are supposed to be in the matrix. Leave them alone.
For real.
You went off today, for real.
Sorry.
Facts.
Oh, wait, are we done? Are we done?
We're about to be. Hold on. We got a little outro going, you know. Well, you can go ahead and drop all your socials for them real quick again if you want to.
No, you just find me Angela Knight _ on Instagram, YouTube. And then you'll find like my link tree. It has everything on there also. So this is easier that way. Nothing's in sync right now because I'm still rebranding everything.
Okay. So I got to say one more time. At the beginning, I said your TikTok, Angela Knight, don't miss.
Yes.
So we're going to open a poll.
She really didn't miss today, for real. For real.
Did she miss or did she not miss? You let us know.
The minority don't count, okay, y'all. If the shoe didn't fit, it wasn't for you. It was for the other homies. Like, just think about your friends, not about you.
Yo, we might have to tag some people because you came for some people today.
Listen, it was nothing personal. I was using them strictly off of content. So that was it.
Go ahead, drop yours real quick.
And again, it's your boy Chris. You can follow me on IG at Mathis023.
Sir, and it's your boy Kaz. You can follow the IG at CAZ. Hit that _0, and you can follow this beautiful, sometimes toxic, but enlightening, refreshing, entertaining, thoughtful,
pick me girl,
provocative, pick me girl podcast. I can't abide with y'all podcast on all platforms: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
Hey.
Go crazy on it. Go crazy.
Be nice.
Appreciate y'all.